Welcome to NextGen Investors. In this video, we explore the rise of Maduro, Venezuela's deep crisis, and why the United States is ready to pay $50 million to bring him down. $50 million. That is the reward the United States is offering for information leading to the arrest of Venezuelan President Maduro, one of the world's biggest bounties on a sitting head of state. But who is Maduro? Why does Washington accuse him of drug trafficking and corruption? And how did relations between Venezuela and the United States collapse into open hostility? Let's begin. Maduro's rise to power. Maduro was born in 1962 in Caracas. Before politics, he worked as a bus driver. His life changed when he joined the labor movement and became a union leader. In the late 1990s, Hugo rose to power in Venezuela with his socialist Bolivarian revolution, was a charismatic leader who wanted to challenge US influence in Latin America. Maduro became one of his loyal followers. Appointed Maduro as foreign minister and later vice president. When Chávez died of cancer in 2013, Maduro stepped into his shoes. He won the presidency in an election that many called unfair. From that day, the country's politics changed forever. Venezuela's crisis. Venezuela is home to the world's largest oil reserves. For years, oil money made the country rich, but overdependence on oil became a curse. When oil prices collapsed, Venezuela's economy went into freefall. Under Maduro, hyperinflation reached record highs. Ordinary people could not afford food or medicine. Supermarket shelves became empty. Millions of Venezuelans fled the country to Colombia, Brazil, and beyond, creating one of the world's largest migration crises. The government was accused of corruption, mismanagement, and even stealing from its own people. Meanwhile, Maduro tightened his grip on power, controlling courts, the military, and the media. The US-Venezuela conflict. The conflict between Venezuela and the United States has deep roots. In the Ardelenling, Hugo often clashed with Washington. He accused the US of imperialism and built close ties with Cuba, Russia, and Iran. In 2015, President Obama declared Venezuela a threat to US national security, starting the first wave of sanctions. In 2019, the US recognized opposition leader Juan as interim president, rejecting Maduro's legitimacy. In 2020, the Trump administration charged Maduro with narco-terrorism and placed a $15 million bounty on his head. By 2025, tensions had reached a boiling point. Trump ordered US Navy destroyers to patrol near Venezuela's coast, accusing Maduro of running a cartel, and the bounty on Maduro was doubled to $50 million. The $50 million bounty. The US Department of Justice accuses Maduro and top officials of running the Cartel de los Soles, or Cartel of the Suns. According to prosecutors, this network smuggled tons of cocaine into the United States, partnering with Colombian rebels. The allegations include drug trafficking, money laundering, and corruption at the highest level. To capture Maduro, the US has turned to its Rewards for Justice program. The offer is simple. Provide information leading to Maduro's arrest or conviction, and you could earn $50 million. This bounty places Maduro in the same category as international terrorists and top cartel leaders. An extraordinary move against a sitting president. Maduro's response. Maduro did not remain silent. In August 2025, he delivered a fiery speech. He accused Washington of plotting regime change and compared the bounty to a colonial attack. In response, he mobilized 4.5 million civilian militia members across Caracas and other cities. Venezuelans lined up to join. The government promised rifles for peasants and missiles for defense. Drone flights were banned, internal security was tightened, and suspected conspirators were arrested. For Maduro, the bounty became a rallying cry, proof that Venezuela was under siege and must defend its sovereignty. Geopolitical stakes. But why does Venezuela matter so much? The answer lies in oil and geopolitics. Venezuela's oil reserves are the largest in the world. Whoever controls Venezuela controls an energy superpower. Over the years, Maduro has leaned heavily on allies like Russia, China, and Iran. These nations invest in Venezuelan oil, supply weapons, and provide loans. For Washington, Venezuela is not just about drugs or democracy. It is about power, resources, and influence in Latin America. In many ways, the conflict is part of a new Cold War, where great powers compete for control. The future. What lies ahead for Maduro and Venezuela? Will the $50 million bounty encourage insiders to betray him? Or will it strengthen his control by fueling nationalism? Will the US succeed in isolating him, or will Russia and China protect their ally? For Venezuelans, the future remains uncertain. Their country is caught between poverty and power politics, between survival and sovereignty. One thing is clear: Maduro is now one of the most wanted men on earth, and the battle over Venezuela is far from over. Outro. You have been watching NextGen Investors. If you found this documentary valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into global events. And remember, in geopolitics, behind every headline lies a struggle for power.